Hey, welcome to video number 281 of Walker This Way with Hazel Walker, the queen of all things.
BNI and networking.
Ah, you didn't mess me up again. I am Mark Simmons. Confidently.
No question about that. You are Mark Simmons.
I definitely am. All right, so Hazel. One of the things about BNI members is, one of the expectations is we invite visitors. Visitors are those in BNI world that are those people that have the potential to put in an application.
Right.
Representatives. It's not easy to invite.
It's easy for some, but not so easy for many.
For many, right. So they put in a lot of hard work to invite. The reason we invite is because it's a simple math in BNI. More members in a chapter is more dollars for everyone. Exponentially.
Because they're networks, they're bringing their networks.
It's 3 or 4 to 1.
Yep.
That's how it grows. That's the key to making more money in BNI. Mm-hmm. However, a lot of times what happens is the new member who you've worked really hard to invite, put in an application, done the interview, we welcome them, they're inducted, and 6 to 8 months later they're walking out the door.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
It makes me sad.
Yeah. So why is it important that chapters work really hard to keep their new members?
And what can they do to make that happen?
Right.
Right? So we did bring someone on to interview members who left in their first year. We learned a lot from that, right? We learned a lot from that. And one of the things we learned was almost all of them gave us the feedback of, I didn't feel welcome. I didn't feel like I was part of the group. I couldn't break through. There's cliques and they don't open up. So there was a lot of that.
There was.
And I remember going to a chapter one time with a lot of that feedback from visitors, actually. The visitors kept saying this chapter was very unfriendly. And I took it back to them and I go, listen, you guys are really pretty unfriendly. This is the feedback I'm getting. And this is what's happening. And they got very defensive. Mm-hmm. Like, we are not unfriendly. We're very open. We welcome everybody. We go to each other's. We go to the kids' ball games together. We have social events together. We do this together. We do that together. I go, and you won't make eye contact with new people in the room, new members, new visitors, even me. You all gather up and talk together. And I end up being the person talking to your visitors because you're busy with each other. And you freeze out your new members and your visitors. And they had not seen that. And that's exactly, I know we had that conversation with a very large chapter here. And they were like, we are not that way.
They were very shocked. That's not us. We're
very friendly.
Yeah, and we're like, well, stand back a bit and let's look from the outside in. And then a couple members, I remember, like, actually, this was my experience as a new member, and I had trouble fitting in, and it was unfriendly, and then more people started to speak up.
Yes, like they actually experienced it, but they were strong enough to stay. Like they didn't feel, they may have felt unwanted, but they were going to fight through it, while other people were like, yeah, just it's not working for me. Yeah. Right? And they leave. And that is sad. That is really sad because that person is bringing in all of this network and these people that they could be introducing you to, and you've frozen them out. You've just frozen them out. And the other complaint was, which was a legit complaint, they were getting a lot of, those new people were getting all the fake referrals. Right? They were getting fake referrals because you had members in the room who were gaming the power of one. And so they were just turning in a piece of a referral that wasn't real. Now, I gave answers to that. We've started teaching that to our new members, especially. Always go back to the person who referred you and say, what did you say about me and when are they expecting my call? Why did you refer me, right? and then you'll quit getting those. But giving fake referrals when someone joined a professional referral organization really hurts the credibility of the organization.
Yeah, and I think something to think about for members who have been in BNI for like 2 years and more, and 10 years, and 15 years, and some of the older members we know have this kind of perspective that you're new, prove yourself, then I'll speak to you and do one-to-ones. We're like, oh my gosh, please don't do that.
That's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I have talked to them and they like fold their arms and go, well, we're waiting for Mark to see how long he stays before we invest in him.
Yeah.
Well, what's his motive to stay?
Yeah, and so as a longer term member, think about your first year and how you felt, and understand that you have the ability to shift that for somebody. If it wasn't good for you, you can change that experience for somebody new in your chapter. And
we would encourage you as members of any organization, because it is not just BNI that has a hard time keeping first year members. That is an international issue with all membership organizations, Rotary Club, all of them, social and business. Be the person, as a senior member, be willing to invest time into your new members, invest knowledge into your new members. You want them to know, like, and trust you as a senior member, because yeah, you may be making all the money you want to make, but help them make some money. Give them a referral, even if it's just yourself. Because it's that first referral and that first person they sponsor into BNI that really holds them into it. So you've got to invest in, you have to be willing to be focused on investing in the new members that come to your chapter. Or what's the point of the visitor events?
Yeah. And so one way to think about this, members, is look how many members you have in your chapter now. Look how many members you had in your chapter last year. Is it still the same number? And then look at, well, how many members left? If it's still the same number, you have an issue with members staying in your chapter.
And those members are saying things like, well, I'm really, really busy. It just wasn't working for me because I got so much. They're not telling you the truth about why they left.
They will never tell you, they tell us, or the person we hired to interview them.
And it was hard for her to get it, actually.
Yeah.
It had to be anonymous, but they won't tell you why they left. They never tell us the truth to the chapter right off.
Yeah. All right, so takeaway here is you got to not hold hands per se, but you really have to engage your new members in their first year, not first month, but first year. Engage, check in, support, refer business to, make them feel wanted right from hello.
Let them know you missed them when they don't show up.
Yeah.
We had people say, no one missed me, no one called me, no one cared that I left.
Yeah, and you may say your chapter is welcoming. The question to ask yourself is it?
Is it really?
Check in. All right, good stuff. Till next time, Hazel Walker.
See you then.
Bye.